are not here. All right, FSA writing review number 3, 6th grade. Okay. Abigail, I'm reading what you wrote. So then paste chart when it says FSA review number 1, it is 2. Okay, I'll fix that. Thank you, Abigail. So we're going to go over reviews and tips for your FSA writing for 6th grade. And tell me, when is your FSA writing? Savannah, just join as much as you can, okay? Wednesday. Good. It is Wednesday, April 4th, which is this Wednesday. You want to arrive at 12:30. The test is going to start at 1 o'clock, but I want you there by 12:30, okay, guys? So get there by 12:30. That gives you plenty of time to get into the room, to get set up, to feel comfortable. It's 2 hours, and it is paper-based. I'm not proctoring your exam. You'll see me, but I'm not proctoring for you guys, okay? I'm proctoring a different student, but you guys will be fine. And remember, you're coming in the north entrance. That's the same place that we enter for first days of school. So the north entrance behind the building. And you want to come in, your parents need to come in and sign you in, and they'll need to come and sign you out. Okay? No, it's not the room you went for STAR testing. STAR testing is the other entrance. This is the north entrance where you went for the first days of school. Okay? Any questions on the time or the date? All right. Fantastic. So for ELA rating, the FSA rating, and this is a review, guys. We're going over a little bit of new information, but I really wanted just to review. We've been on break. We had a long 3-day weekend. So I want to review and make sure this is all fresh in your brain for Wednesday. So the writing test consists of one text-based constructed response item. Students read a variety of texts and respond to a prompt in an essay. And we've talked about this in the last couple of live lesson reviews. They are on the pace chart, right? So if you want to go back and look at any of those, that's fine. But what you're going to do is you're going to be constructing a written response to a variety of texts that you will be reading. So you'll be given a couple of texts. It could be articles, it could be poetry, and you will respond to those in an essay. Okay? The prompt will be either informative, explanatory, or argumentation. Okay? Again, we have covered this in the Module 2 and Module 6. So you want to review Module 2 and Module 6. And here's the website if you want to practice, okay? Questions on what the test is like? Okay. And remember, if you have questions, you can do them at the end. Okay? If you don't want to chat when we're doing the group thing and you want to ask questions at the end, that's fine. Remember, you will get a planning sheet. I highly, highly encourage you to do planning. Okay? Before you begin, your test administrator will give you a planning sheet that you may use to take notes and plan your writing. No, it's not graded, but I highly encourage you to use a planning sheet. It will make your essay that more organized. Okay? Your test administrator will collect your planning sheet at the end of the test session. While testing, make sure that your planning sheet is not easily visible to other students. Okay? Emma, you're raising your hand. Do you have a question? You should review it, Emma, since you weren't here. Hopefully it was covered in a previous school. Okay? And that was our information and our expository module. All right, Abigail, that's a good question about ways to plan. You can make a list. You can do a graphic organizer. Check back on Module 2 and Module 6, and you can see some examples, okay? That's a good question. But if you look at Module 2 and Module 6, they'll have examples of different ways that you can plan. Okay, stay focused, guys. Rebecca, I'd recommend that you take your time. And as far as spelling and grammar, you have plenty of time, you guys. You want to go back and you want to proofread. You want to make sure that every sentence starts with a capital and that everything ends with punctuation. With spelling, take your time. If a word does not look like it's spelled right, come up with another word. Okay? Now, remember, we looked at the rubrics last week. The spelling grammar is out of 2 points, so you want to do your best. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to make it the best you can possibly make it, okay? Taking the test. So I'm going to turn off the chat for a minute so I make sure that you guys stay focused. And let's talk about taking the test. I want you to read each passage carefully and respond completely to the writing prompt. We talked last week in the review, or in review number 2, about writing with a pen or a pencil in your hand. You can write on the text, you can write on the test. I want you to circle and underline key points of the passage. And I want you to respond completely to the writing prompt. So go through and underline and circle key words and make sure that you are responding to what the prompt is asking you. Your writing should show that you can organize and express your thoughts clearly. That's why that planning is really important. You're required to write your response in English. And I know that sounds kind of silly, but make sure, you guys, that you're writing in that third person voice of a mature writer. No text language, no abbreviations. Make sure that you're writing in that standard English. Okay, keep it really kind of professional. Make sure that there's no text language, that you're not using abbreviations, okay? Manage your time carefully so that you have time to read the passages, plan your response, write your response, and proofread, revise, and edit your response. 2 hours is plenty of time, okay? Just make sure that you plan accordingly and you do everything you need to do. I don't want you to rush. You have enough time to get this done and to do it well, okay? And I expect you to go through it and reread it and proofread and revise to edit your response, okay? Questions? All right, I turned the chat back on. What questions do we have? Go ahead, Abigail. You can put it in the chat box. 3 o'clock the test ends. Rebecca, it will either be expository, informational, or argumentative. I don't know. It's on the FSA resources, Ivan. David, it really depends on what they ask. Okay? I think that if you stick with, 4 to 5, you're good, but it really depends on what they're asking. Okay, so here's the example of a prompt, and hopefully you've all gone to the FSA practice website and looked at this and done a practice. 6th grade prompt. Your social studies class is researching both traditional and unexpected heroes. Using the information and examples found in the Courage and Heroism passage set, write an informative essay on what it means to be courageous. Okay? So what you need to do, you guys, in this, you'll see that the yellow is kind of your background information. The red, this is what you're writing about. You want to use the Courage and Heroism passage set and write an informative essay on what it means to be courageous. Okay? So it's not asking you to do a paragraph, it's asking you to do an essay. So you guys know that usually for the essays that we've written in Module 2 and Module 6, you're looking at 4 to 5 paragraphs. Okay, so David, that should probably help answer your question. Abigail, did you have another question? No, it's okay. Okay, so your prompt will look something like this. You can see that it is telling you exactly what to do. Informative essay. It may say argumentative essay or explanatory essay. It will tell you exactly what type of essay or what type of writing you are doing. Okay? I don't know, and you won't know until you get it. But you are prepared, you guys. You can handle this. You know what you're doing. You've done the work. I don't want you to stress out. I think that you guys will all do a great job on this. Okay? This is what I want you to remember. So we've done all the hard work. You've done all your prep. You've done all the practice that we've done in Module 2, we've done in Module 3, we've done in Module 6. Okay? So let's talk about what you can do now in the next couple of days to prepare. So what I want you to do for the night before the FSA writes, I want you to make sure that you get a good night's sleep and eat a healthy breakfast or a healthy lunch, because we're not testing until 12:30. You need to be at the building at 12:30. So for you guys, it probably means more of a lunch. Okay, bring a number 2 pencil and a book to read if you finish early. I'm not sure if you'll be able to read, but have it just in case. All electronics will be turned off during testing. Okay, so your phone will be turned off. It will be put in the room against the door or against the wall, okay, in a baggie. Take your time. You have 2 hours. Read the prompt first, then the articles. Why I want you to read the prompt first is so you know what you're looking for when you read the articles. Okay? Read with a pencil in hand. Very important. Underline, take notes, use the planning sheet. Write the essay answering the prompt and using text-based evidence. It's going to ask you to use text-based evidence. That's what you want to do in order to score the best on it. And then proofread. Proofread it twice. Right? You might find mistakes as you do that. But the main thing I want you guys to know is that you're well prepared for this. I don't want you to stress out for it. You're just going to go in and do your best. That's what I want from each of you, is for you to go in and do your best. You've learned a lot this year. Your writing has improved so much since the beginning of the year. You know how to use your text-based evidence. You know how to write an essay. So you guys are going to do awesome. All right, questions? Emma, it really depends. But just focus on the one that you're doing. No, Abigail, don't be nervous. You'll be fine. I'm not worried about any of you, okay? You just want to come in and do your best. Hey, you've got this, guys. You know what you're doing. If you want to review, you can review. Rebecca, thank you for posting the website on there at fsaassessments.org. And I'm going to give you another thing in a minute. Okay, so go to your pace chart. Everybody pull up your pace chart. And I added some FSA resources on your pace chart this week. And what I put in there is a sample of a top scoring essay. And when you look at it, you're going to go, oh my goodness, I can do that. So everybody go to your pace chart. Give me a thumbs up when you're at the pace chart. And you see where it says FSA writing review videos, and then at the bottom it says sample essay 442 score. All right, I want you to click on the one that says sample essay 442 score. What that will do is that will take you to a sample essay. And this was a 6th grader from last year, and they scored a level 4, a level 4, and a level 2. So they scored the highest. They got a perfect score on the writing. They scored a 10. And you guys can all do this, okay? So I want you to look at that and review it. Conventions are grammar, Abigail. Ivan, how many would you normally write for a body paragraph? Because you do it in your writing, Ivan. It's okay, 5 to 6, okay? Emma, pay attention, okay? You want to go on the page chart at the top where it says FSA Writing Resources, the third thing down, the sample essay for 4-2 score. All right, so I want you to look at that sample essay and check it out, review it. It's not anything that you guys can't do. There's transitions, there's direct text evidence. Okay, just looking at it briefly for a minute right now, what do you think when you see it? And I'm sorry, but I wasn't able to pull it into a live lesson. So when you look at that essay, what do you notice? It does have a good hook. There's no hello, my name is. You can tell what the claim is. You can look at the size of the paragraphs. Pretty much there's a ton of detail in there. Now remember, you're only given 3 pages to write on, so you can see at the end of the essay, the student was writing really small to make sure they could fit it all. You can easily find the citations. Good. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to take some time, look at that sample essay. Okay, you can also look at the FSA website, and that should help you guys to be prepared. Now I did put the link there for the Google Forms so you can get credit for attending a live lesson. So if you want to just click on that, and that will give you the credit for attending the live lesson. Okay. And then just a couple of reminders for the week is that 5.03 and 5.04 are due on Friday. FSA resources are on the pace chart at the top in yellow. And next Monday, we will have a review where we'll talk about the reading portion of the FSA that will take in a few weeks, okay? So this week we're focused on the writing portion for the FSA, and then next Monday when we meet, we'll discuss the reading portion of the FSA. Okay, questions? I want you guys to all feel good and be confident. I will have this available for review probably tomorrow, maybe tonight. Okay, in order to get credit, make sure you fill out the Google form that I posted. Abigail, what's the difference between the ELA and reading FSA? The ELA, it's the same thing.